My so-called life is sponsored by How's it going? I'm Godless Sewing and this is the Godless Sewing channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how to thread a Singer tiny Tailor sewing machine and why I can't be trusted near Amazon or a thrift store. Do you know, one day I'll be able to walk past a thrift store and not buy a sewing machine. But it was not today. So as always, buckle up, wear a helmet, and let's go sewing. You know, it's been 3 months and I haven't made a video on how to thread the tiny Tailor. This was one of the first additions to the fleet, and I'm amazed it took me this long to make this video. So, the first thing you want to remember is that last time I made this, I didn't have the spool holder or the spool cap, which are important, but if you have something else to offset that, the machine works just as well. So, the first thing you want to do when threading the tiny Tailor is that you want to come up and through the first thread guide, but you want to make sure that you're on top of it when you're coming through. Then you come down through the guide right here, and you want to make sure that you're in the tension discs. And with the smaller sewing machines, like all sewing machines, you want to make sure that your needle is in the top position. You go through the needle hole right there. You come down through here, and there's another thread guide on the bottom. Then thread the needle, which is usually easier said than done. So after you get your bobbin loaded, there's another thread guide inside the machine here. You come through, you go all the way through the guides, and it locks this in place. The important part is when threading a machine in general, you want to get the back thread and you pull the machine through one time to make sure that it loops through and catches the bobbin. There it goes. All right, and then after you do that, you could come through and pull your pieces out. And once you get that tension, you feel it, you're ready to go. All right, so we went through all the tension guides, through the tension discs, made sure the needle was in the upright position, threaded the needle, made sure that the bobbin is and was on the right side, came through, looped it, and now let's go sewing. Funny thing about this machine is that it's a bit creaky and it sounds funny, but it still works. All right, let's take a look. You know, like I always say, a perfect stitch. And I'll show you the back. Singer makes a beautiful small sewing machine. It's not necessarily the best, but if you're in a pinch, this will work. So, as always, another victory. All right. So, This is a Belvedere Adler sewing machine. This particular machine comes from Germany, and it has one of those histories where the company switched hands many times over the years and now is owned by a Chinese company in name only. So the crazy thing about this particular machine is that for at least 10 years, if not more, I've seen it in the same thrift store. This particular thrift store is way overpriced. It's in Ventura, California. I won't name it, but they are out of their flipping minds. You could see underneath here, at one time, this machine, they wanted $88 for it. Last time I saw, they wanted $120 for it, and before that, they wanted $200. Today, I don't know what came over me. I was near the shops. I usually never walk into the store, but I was like, you know, it's after the holidays. They've got to have a sale, and they did. I was kind of in shock. I walked up to the kid that worked there, poor kid, and was like, hey, is this really $29.99? And they looked at me like, yes, crazy old person, it really is. So I'm stoked. I gotta buy pieces for it, but it's a beautiful addition to the fleet. And this is one of those machines that I'm kind of shocked it's in my house right now. After 10 years, they finally lowered their prices. So, like many people, I have an Amazon habit. I'm not gonna sit here and point the finger or judge anyone, but I know you're out there. Anyways, we've all had those compulsive items that we've bought at 2 or 3 in the morning, and then they come to you and you're like, what is this? Why is this in the house? I am not anyone to look a gift card in the mouth, but I ordered this vest from Amazon, and this is supposed to be a triple XL, and it's up here. And that's okay. You know what? I like the way it's cut. I actually like the way it looks. It looks good. But it's just sending off a different vibe. And I was talking to Doc Fearsome, and I sat down, and the button popped fresh out of the bag. So, buyer beware, as always. But you know what? All in all, it's a great vest. It's not like the mat I ordered. I thought this thing was gonna be huge. It looked big. It came with a rotary cutter and everything. Be careful what you buy from Amazon. Did I say sale? I meant I think they're going out of business sale. I could not believe the prices at this place. For once, they actually had reasonable prices. But in this case of the Singer Brilliance, I think they had no idea what they had. I completely scored on this machine, and this is beyond a victory because all I had to do was find a power source for it, which I had because I'm in a room full of sewing machines, and a pedal foot, which coincidentally, the same foot that fits on the Singer Tiny Tailor actually works on this machine. So this was a complete victory. And once again, this one, I'm gonna add a ton of stickers to it and add it to the fleet. So I hope my tutorial on the Singer Tiny Tailor sewing machine was informative. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter or, write your question in the comments. I'll totally respond to you. And remember, no matter what you wear, it's cultural appropriation. Somebody's probably looking at you and being like, oh, they're pretending to be somebody else. When I was a kid, I was a bit of a mall rat. And in our mall, we had a stamp store. And there was a guy who completely stuck out because he had a vest on. He would wear a hat like he was an AC/DC, and he wore a ton of patches. And you know what? years and years later, I've kind of become that guy. I bit his style. And I guarantee you, if he saw me, he would laugh. He would laugh his ass off. But style is reciprocal. Just remember that. But we're not. So take care of yourself. And as always, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.
So many times, by holding back, I let the good things pass me by. And then one day I asked myself the reason why. Like an answer from above, you came into my life and showed me one thing for sure. With love, nothing is certain. You got to go for it when you feel it. Everybody needs somebody to love. Choose you, baby. So let me move right now, baby. You only go out once in a lifetime. Make that move right now, baby. So natural to give in to feelings deep inside when love is due. And I knew something was missing.